My fourth choice in our top four handguns, I picked the Desert Eagle. I really don't like this gun because the recoil is pretty ridiculous. You might as well just throw the gun away when you shoot it because it practically flies out of your hand. Other than that, I think its damage is pretty good and has a fairly decent magazine size, bigger than the Magnum, which gives it an edge over it, but other than that, I don't prefer it. The attachment, probably akimbo. My third choice, picked the M9. I prefer this over the Deagle simply because it has a lot lower recoil, and its range is lower than the USPs, so it has a lower damage, but its accuracy and mags are pretty big. So the attachment that I would use with this is probably akimbo. My second choice, pick the USP. Has a better range than the M9, but a smaller magazine, so it's not as good in terms of accuracy, so akimbo isn't as good as the M9, but I still prefer using it with akimbo. Sometimes I'll put FMJ just for the sake of putting it. For my first choice, I picked the .44 Magnum. It has a small magazine size, but its damage per bullet is pretty high, and has a lower recoil than the Deagle, which makes it that much better. The attachments I'll use tack knife, but I'll throw on akimbo sometimes too.
My fourth choice for handguns is the Desert Eagle. To be frank, I preferred this in COD 4. I think it had less recoil in COD 4, to be honest with you. It's just been added in this game, which makes it completely useless, really. It's really hard to get kills with it, I find. Like, the only way I can see you getting a kill with it is if you fired it, it flew out of your hand and hit some guy behind you in the head. That could get you a headshot. But other than that, I don't find that this gun is that great in this game compared to COD 4. My third choice for sidearms is the .44 Magnum. To be honest, I don't consider this one much better than the Deagle. I mean, obviously it has less recoil, but less bullets in the magazine because it only has 6 because it's a revolver. Its recoil is, I think, a little bit like, obviously the Deagle is a straight up, like right out of your hand, but the Magnum is kind of on an angle, so it's a little bit more weird that way. So I would say, because I'm not that great with the iron sight and its angly recoil, I would say steady aim and the akimbo. My second choice for pistols or sidearms is the USP 45. I think I used this pistol the most in COD 4. It was pretty good. I liked it a lot. It has a relatively average magazine for a sidearm, and this is the only pistol that is actually capable of being tactical, or stealth, if you want to put it that way. It is the only pistol that has a silencer that works, because the M9, the silencer, I don't know if they patched this or not, but before, the silencer did absolutely nothing except weaken the range. The primary function of a silencer is to keep you hidden from the radar, but it didn't do that when it was supposed to. So all it did was reduce your range. I don't know if Infinity Ward fixed it, but the that's what happened before. So I would say this is my second choice because it's all around a very good pistol and the only one that's capable of actually having a silencer that works on it. Alright, so my first choice for pistols, surprisingly, is the M9. I didn't like it that much in COD 4. As I said, I use the USP a lot. But in this game, I find it to be a little bit better. I prefer to use the tactical knife on this gun. To be honest, I don't find that the tactical knife jars the accuracy at all. Obviously, the accuracy isn't as good as the USP, but if you know how to compensate for that, it's almost as deadly as the USP. One thing I need to mention, as I said before, do not put the silencer on it. It does absolutely nothing. Just reduces your range for nothing. It doesn't hide you from the radar. There is another LMG that does that. I don't remember which one. The MG4, yeah, the MG4. That one also does nothing with a silencer on it. So, yeah, I prefer this one to be my number one pistol with good accuracy and a high amount of bullets in the clip.